The Celis Prologue, the birth of Lunaria. In the beginning, when the cosmos was but a swirling canvas of stardust and mystery, the universe lay in quiet anticipation of creation. The elements danced in harmonious chaos. And in that sublime primordial ballet, celestial forces wove the first threads of existence. Out of this gentle tumult emerged a radiant sphere, a beacon of silver light and tender promise. This luminous orb was named Lunaria. Was no cold, distant rock, she was the living embodiment of compassion, renewal, and the eternal cycles of nature. The ancient ones believed that as she waxed and waned, her shifting visage mirrored the human journey, moments of brilliant fullness followed by quiet phases of reflection and rebirth. In every soft beam that bathed the earth in silver, there lay a silent message, a promise that even when shadows grew deep, hope and light were never true. Thus was Bo. Chapter 1. Long among the villagers lived a young maiden named Eliana, with eyes as reflective and soft as polished silver and a gentle smile that could calm even the most troubled spirit. Eliana was regarded as a living mirror of the moon's tender radiance. Every night, after her daily labors were done, she would wander into the embrace of the ancient forest. There, under the silent watch of towering oaks and whispering pines, one fateful full moon night, when Lunaria shone with an extraordinary brilliance that outshone every star, the villagers of Selene's Rest witnessed an event they would never forget. In the luminous glow, a soft, haunting melody seemed to rise from the depths of the night, a song that spoke of ancient secrets and celestial promises. That very night, as Eliana strolled beneath the silver light, her heart stirred as if awakened by an unseen call. It was as though Lunaria herself beckoned her to seek the deeper mysteries of the moon. Compelled by the call, Eliana ventured deeper into the forest than ever before. The ancient trees, their leaves murmuring like gentle prayers, formed a silent pathway guiding her onward. With every careful step, the night's soft glow seemed to embrace her, lending strength and clarity to her resolve. In a secluded clearing carpeted with velvet moss and dotted with delicate nocturnal blossoms, she discovered a crystalline pool. Its still, mirror-like surface reflected the full splendor of Lunaria, a vision of silver dreams and timeless wonder. Here, in that enchanted glade, the legend of the Silver Maiden was born, and Eliana's destiny intertwined with the celestial rhythms of the moon. Chapter 2, The Oracle's Prophecy. As Eliana knelt beside the shimmering pool, her eyes fixed upon the luminous reflection of Lunaria, a figure emerged from the shadows, clad in flowing robes as dark as the midnight sky and with eyes that glittered like distant galaxies. The figure introduced himself as Cassian, the revered oracle of Selene's Rest. For many years, Cassian had been the voice of ancient wisdom, the guide through the realms of dreams and destiny. His presence brought comfort and insight to all who sought his counsel. Child of the night, Cassian intoned in a voice both gentle and resolute, the moon has chosen you. The silver light that bathes you is no mere accident, it is a divine summons to embrace a destiny far greater than you can imagine. Eliana, though startled by the oracle's sudden appearance, listened with rapt attention. Master Cassian, she asked softly, What destiny does Lunaria have in store for me? With a tender smile that seemed to span centuries, Cassian replied, Lunaria is not solely our celestial guardian, she is the keeper of forgotten dreams and the eternal healer of wounded souls. In times long past, she bestowed upon mortals a gift, the power to mend broken hearts, to inspire hope in the bleakest moments, and to guide the lost back to their true path. But that sacred gift was nearly lost to time. Tonight, under the fullest glow of the moon, Lunaria calls upon you to reclaim that ancient legacy. You must journey to the sacred lunar shrine, hidden high within the Silver Mountains, where the secret of Lunaria's eternal light awaits rediscovery. Though the weight of destiny pressed upon her, Ileana's heart swelled with determination. With the blessings of Cassian and the silent prayers of her people echoing in the night, she vowed to follow the silver path that had been laid before her. That night, under the watchful eye of the luminous moon, the villagers of Selene's Rest gathered to send her forth, their voices merging in hope and reverence as they wished her safe passage into the unknown. Chapter 3, The Journey into the Night. Thus began Ileana's arduous quest to unravel the mysteries of Lunaria, a journey that would take her far beyond the familiar boundaries of her cherished village. Guided only by the soft radiance of the moon and the timeless wisdom of Cassian, she set forth on a path strewn with both breathtaking beauty and hidden perils. For many days, Ileana traversed meadows awash with wild flowers and ancient woodlands where every leaf whispered secrets of old. The gentle glow of Lunaria accompanied her in the dark, lending a mystical quality to each step. As she ventured deeper into the wilderness, the landscape transformed. The air grew cool and crisp, scented with pine and earth, and the sound of a distant waterfall began to reach her ears, a soft murmur that promised solace and renewal. One twilight, while ascending a narrow, winding trail along a rugged hillside, Ileana paused to drink in the spectacle before her. Before her stretched a valley bathed in the ethereal glow of the moon. A crystalline river wound through the land like a silver ribbon, its gentle currents caressing the smooth stones along its banks. The scene was so serene and transcendent that Ileana felt as though she had stepped into a dream, a place where the boundaries between mortal life and celestial magic blurred into one. Yet, the path was not without its challenges. Dark clouds would sometimes shroud the moon, plunging the world into a sudden, disorienting twilight. On such nights, Ileana found herself relying on her inner light and the soft memory of Lunaria's glow to guide her steps. With every trial, her resolve grew stronger, and she learned to trust the gentle cadence of the night as much as the clarity of the stars. In the silent communion of nature, Ileana discovered that the journey itself was a tapestry of healing. The rustle of leaves in a midnight breeze, the distant call of a nocturnal bird, and the soft hum of the earth beneath her feet all wove together a lullaby of hope, a promise that even the darkest night would eventually yield to dawn. Chapter 4, The Trials of the Celestial Path. After weeks of wandering through enchanted glens and starlit forests, Ileana finally approached the foothills of the Silver Mountains, a range said to be imbued with ancient magic and the very essence of Lunaria's power. Here, The air crackled with an energy that was both fierce and delicate, as if the mountains themselves were alive with the pulse of the cosmos. The path to the lunar shrine was fraught with trials that tested not only Ileana's physical endurance but the very strength of her spirit. The steep, rocky trails demanded careful navigation, and treacherous chasms and sudden mists challenged her every step. At one critical juncture, as she traversed a narrow ledge overlooking a deep abyss, a fierce gust of wind threatened to unseat her. In that perilous moment, Ileana recalled the gentle guidance of Lunaria and pressed her hand to her heart. Slowly, as if the moon itself reached down to steady her, the winds subsided, and she continued on her path with renewed determination. Along the way, she encountered mysterious guardians of the mountain, ethereal beings woven from silver light and ancient lore. These guardians, silent and enigmatic, tested her with riddles and visions, urging her to confront the shadows within her own soul. In one such encounter, a shimmering figure appeared before her, its voice soft and mournful. "Tell me, seeker of light, what do you carry in your heart?" it asked. Ileana paused, reflecting on the journey that had led her here. "I carry hope, love, and the yearning to heal the wounded parts of myself and the world," she replied, her voice steady despite the uncertainty. The guardian's luminous eyes seemed to soften, and with a gentle nod, it faded into the mist, leaving behind a single silver feather, a token of approval and a sign that her inner light was true. Each trial along the celestial path forged her resolve and deepened her understanding of the sacred balance between light and shadow. With every challenge met, the luminous pull of Lunaria grew stronger, guiding her ever closer to the fabled lunar shrine hidden high in the heart of the mountains. Chapter 5, The Eclipse of Fate. After many arduous days and nights, Ileana reached the threshold of the lunar shrine. Nestled within a secluded valley amid towering, snow-capped peaks, the shrine was a structure of ancient stone and silver filigree, a testament to the forgotten era when mortals and gods communed freely beneath the eternal glow of the moon. But as Ileana stepped into the sacred courtyard, the sky above darkened unexpectedly. A sudden lunar eclipse began to unfold, a rare cosmic event in which the radiant Lunaria was partially veiled by shadow. The air grew tense as if the universe held its breath. The village's ancient prophecies spoke of this moment. The eclipse was a time when destiny hung in the balance, when the forces of light and darkness clashed in a silent struggle that would shape the fate of the world. Within the hushed silence of the shrine, Ileana felt the full weight of her destiny. The eclipse, with its interplay of brilliant silver and encroaching darkness, mirrored the inner battle within her own heart. In that sacred moment, she knelt before the altar, a smooth, circular slab inscribed with celestial symbols, and whispered a prayer to Lunaria. "Guide me, dear moon," she murmured. "Help me unlock the ancient power within, so that I may restore hope to this world." As her words echoed through the ancient hall, the silver glow of Lunaria intensified for an instant, piercing through the shadow with a radiant beam. From the depths of that light emerged a vision, the spirit of Lunaria herself, ethereal and serene, bathed in silver and soft light. In this divine apparition, Ileana beheld the truth of her quest. The moon's spirit revealed that the ancient gift had always lain within her, a gift of healing, wisdom, and the ability to restore balance in times of despair. Yet, before the vision could fully impart its sacred wisdom, the eclipse deepened, and a chill wind swept through the shrine. From the encroaching darkness emerged spectral forms, remnants of ancient sorrow and fear that had long plagued mortal hearts. These shadowy figures, their eyes glinting with malice, sought to snuff out the light of hope and plunge the world into eternal gloom. With a fierce determination born of her journey, Ileana rose to meet the darkness. Holding the silver feather given by the mountain guardian close to her heart, she embraced the legacy of Lunaria, letting its gentle radiance fill her entire being. In that climactic confrontation, the forces of light and shadow danced in a silent duel amid the sacred stones. Ileana, empowered by the memory of the full moon's tender glow, summoned the ancient power within her. The silver radiance that emanated from her being pushed back the darkness, gradually dissolving the spectral forms into nothingness. As the eclipse began to wane and Lunaria's full glory reappeared in the night sky, a profound calm settled over the shrine. The darkness receded, and the lunar light bathed the altar in soft, forgiving radiance. Chapter 6: The Unveiling of the Ancient Gift. In the serene aftermath of the eclipse, Ileana remained kneeling before the altar as the divine presence of Lunaria lingered in the air. The spirit of the moon, now fully visible in her radiant splendor, spoke in a voice like the rustle of leaves on a quiet night. Ileana, you have proven that even amid the darkest eclipse, hope endures. The ancient gift of healing and renewal is yours to embrace. Let this light guide you, and may you carry it to those in need, restoring balance and joy wherever despair takes root. As these words reverberated in her soul, Ileana felt a transformation take place. The silver feather glowed with newfound brilliance, merging with her very essence. In that instant, the sacred knowledge of Lunaria flooded her spirit, a gentle, yet unyielding power to mend broken hearts and to inspire courage in those who had lost their way. She realized that her journey was not only one of personal redemption but also a calling to heal the world, to bring the gentle light of the moon to every corner where darkness prevailed. With the ancient gift now awakened within her, Ileana rose and embraced her destiny. The lunar shrine, once a distant memory of ancient lore, now pulsed with the promise of renewal. She gathered a small token from the shrine, a carved pendant in the shape of a crescent moon, and vowed to carry Lunaria's light back to her people, to Selene's rest, and to all those who wandered lost in the night. Chapter 7: The Return to Selene's Rest. The journey home from the Silver Mountains was no less challenging than the path that had led Ileana to the lunar shrine. Yet now, with Lunaria's ancient gift warming her heart, every step was imbued with purpose. The landscapes she traversed, meadows shimmering with dew, quiet forests whose leaves whispered ancient lullabies, and winding streams that sang the song of life, appeared transformed under the renewed silver glow of the moon. As she neared the familiar borders of Selene's Rest, word of her extraordinary quest had already begun to spread among the villagers. families gathered by fires under starlit skies, their eyes hopeful as they awaited the return of the maiden who had journeyed into the heart of celestial mystery. When at last Ileana emerged from the forest, her presence radiated a calm assurance, and her eyes sparkled with the secret of Lunaria's eternal light. The villagers welcomed her with tearful joy and quiet celebration. In the central square of Selene's Rest, beneath the soft glow of a full and brilliant moon, they listened in rapt silence as Ileana recounted the trials she had overcome, the celestial trials of the mountain, the duel with Shadow during the eclipse, and the divine communion at the lunar shrine. Her voice, steady and imbued with the wisdom of the stars, wove a tale of hope, healing, and the eternal cycle of light and shadow. In the days and weeks that followed, Ileana devoted herself to using her newfound gift to heal the wounds of both body and spirit. The people of Selene's Rest found solace in her gentle touch and in the soft radiance that seemed to emanate from her every word. The ancient lunar pendant she wore became a symbol of renewal and unity, a tangible reminder that even in the deepest night, Lunaria's light would always guide them home. Chapter 8, The Legacy of Lunaria. Years passed, and the legend of Ileana and the celestial gift of Lunaria became woven into the fabric of Selene's Rest. Parents would whisper the tale to their children on cool, starlit evenings, and elders would recall the time when the moon's silver light had returned hope to a once dismayed people. The myth of Lunaria, once a distant memory of ancient celestial magic, was revived in every heart by the simple, enduring act of healing and compassion. Ileana herself grew to be a wise elder, revered not only for her miraculous gift but for her gentle spirit and boundless empathy. Under her guidance, Selene's Rest blossomed into a sanctuary of peace and renewal, a place where the light of Lunaria was celebrated in every sunrise and every quiet moment of reflection. Festivals were held under the full moon, where people danced in the silver glow and gave thanks for the eternal promise that the moon symbolized. In time, travelers from far and wide came seeking the healing power of the celestial light. They arrived with burdens heavy upon their hearts, and under the compassionate care of Ileana and the luminous legacy of Lunaria, they found solace and a renewed sense of purpose. The story of the Silver Maiden, and of the moon's eternal embrace, spread beyond the borders of the village, carried on the wings of gentle winds and whispered through ancient trees. And so, Lunaria's light, once a solitary beacon in the vast night sky, became a living testament to the power of hope and the beauty of renewal. In every silver ray that touched the earth, in every soft glow that bathed the world in its tender embrace, there was a promise that no matter how dark the night might seem, there is always the chance for healing, for rebirth, and for the eternal return of light. Chapter 9, The Celestial Covenant. In the twilight of her years, Ileana sat upon a weathered stone at the edge of Selene's Rest, gazing up at the luminous moon. In that quiet moment, with the gentle night wrapping the world in a silken embrace, she felt the presence of Lunaria as clearly as if the moon were speaking to her in soft whispers. It was as if the celestial orb, in its endless cycle of waxing and waning, had come to forge a covenant with the people of the earth, a promise that every ending was but a prelude to a new beginning. In that sacred silence, Ileana remembered the night of the eclipse and the trials of the celestial path. She recalled the moments of fear and darkness, and how the gentle, unwavering light of Lunaria had guided her through each peril. And with that memory, she knew that her gift was not meant to be kept hidden, but shared, a legacy to be passed on to all who would one day need it. Ileana called upon her most devoted disciples, and with soft, measured words she recounted her journey. She spoke of the divine vision at the lunar shrine, of the spectral shadows vanquished by the power of hope, and of the eternal promise that the moon had bestowed upon her. Her words, like silver threads, wove a tapestry of unity between mortal hearts and celestial wonder, a covenant between earth and sky. Her disciples listened intently, their eyes shining with tears of gratitude and wonder. In time, they too became bearers of Lunaria's light, spreading the ancient gift across distant lands. The celestial covenant, born of a single journey under a full and radiant moon, grew into a legacy that transcended time, a promise that as long as Lunaria graced the night sky, hope and renewal would endure. Epilogue, the eternal lullaby of Lunaria. Now, as generations have passed and the story of Ileana and Lunaria has become a cherished myth, the silver light of the moon continues to shine as a beacon of healing and hope. In every quiet village, under every starlit sky, the soft glow of Lunaria reminds all who gaze upward that even the deepest darkness is touched by light. Her eternal lullaby, a song of compassion, rebirth, and gentle strength, whispers across the ages, a promise that no soul is ever truly lost. In the gentle rustle of the leaves and the soothing murmur of midnight streams, the legacy of Lunaria lives on. It is a tale of ancient magic and timeless love, a myth that binds the mortal heart to the celestial, a reminder that the embrace of the moon is everlasting. And so, beneath her silvery gaze, the world continues to heal, to dream, and to find comfort in the soft, enduring light of Lunaria. May this celestial tale inspire you to seek the quiet strength that lies within, to trust that even in moments of darkness, a gentle light awaits to guide you home.